was thinking and thinking and thinking. Well, I just want to be pleasant, helpful, interested in life. My mom, I loved her. She was a wonderful woman. She cooked Jewish foods. And I remember we didn't have the modern electric stoves to cook on in those days when I was young. And I remember that the way she did her cooking and the way she used the stove was they loaded it with wood burning logs. And I could still see my mother putting a log in on the fire while it was burning, you know. It was on 175 Spruce Street, Sudbury, Ontario. It was a lovely big brick home, and it even had a cellar door that you often hear as being part of the song. Eli knows that one. We had 6 bedrooms, and outside of the bedrooms on the second floor was a huge veranda that was screened in, and cots were set up there for us in the summertime to sleep out there, and some of our friends slept there as well. We had a large living room. They bought a piano for us. They bought a violin for me. And it was a large dining room with cupboards all around, and a kitchen that had lots of cupboards, and a little pantry room, we called it, between the kitchen and the dining room, where we stored food and dishes and pots and pans. In the front yard, oh yes, we had a farm. And before my father was sure that we were allowed to keep that, because people generally had dogs or cats, he went to the township and asked if he could have permission to have this deer as a pet for us, and they gave him that. The whole yard was fenced in all around, big, oh gee. And we had a nice big wooden swing in the yard. We had this marvelous fountain. It just sprayed water way out up the top, and it had benches all around the fountain for us to sit on and sit and enjoy the spray of water. We had very good relations. We never were lost for company. But did I tell you about the time I had lunch with my mother and a lady friend of hers, and the lady friend wanted to give me a gift. She gave me a nicely wrapped box, and when I opened it, what do you think she gave me? A pair of underpants. That's the truth. Yes, for two people. Yes. Oh my God, did I do that? My God, I had a lot of nerve, but I think they all had a good laugh, and most people knew how to use them. I didn't have to draw a picture. I wonder if she still remembers it. Congenial, warm, happy. I can tell you that when I knew that after a number of dates, and we knew that we were meant for each other, I spoke to my mother and told her about our romance. And of course, Mother, being as protective as she is, said, don't make any further arrangements until we come down and check out the situation. Dad and I, until Dad and I come down and check out. I knew that he was a very wonderful, caring person and would be very protective. Juicy.
Oh.
I would like to be able to compete in races and in tennis matches and be a good player. The U.S. Open, only I'd have to be a very good tennis player because they have all the top players. Martina Navratilova. But it would take a lot. I'd have to be young enough and have enough energy. Maybe I would be able to beat her if I were younger now. Margaret Thatcher. That would be a real honor to spend time with her, learn about her life. Golda Meir. He was no more my favorite child than you were. You were both equally my favorite children, believe me. And you were both wonderful. Couldn't ask for any better children. No, I was my own person. I led my own activities in my own life, and I enjoyed the activities that I engaged in. My brother Wolf was just a very loving and very caring person as far as I was concerned. In fact, when we were in school, in high school, each night he would tell me to leave my shoes outside my door at night, and in the morning I'd find them freshly polished. On the Sabbath, my father would be annoyed if we girls were not dressed nicely for Shabbos, because we usually went downtown for ice cream and candy. Well, and I remember we used to walk, we girls, we would go to visit the stores of the people we knew, and one was my Uncle Gershon. We used to go in there and we'd look around at all the merchandise, and then I guess he was anxious to get us out, so he'd go to his till where he kept his money and open it and would take out some change, give it to us to go out and get some ice cream. And we knew we'd get that, so we used to visit him frequently. It didn't hold me back in any way. I still had quite a few friends, and because I had a lot of activities, I was very involved. I didn't feel rejected at all. People accepted me beautifully for what I could contribute. When he was signing my birth certificate, his handwriting was so bad that my name came out as Apollio instead of Malca. And we had to go to the office of the people who correct the census, and I got my name written as Malca, M-A-L-C-A. And by the way, that's the Hebrew word for queen. And now, as I live where I live with the senior people or elderly, So many of them refer to me as the Queen Malca. Wearing what? You have to be kidding, because there's no way that that would happen to me. Oh, I would help peel potatoes, and I would help make lunches when we would go to the lake. We used to go to the lake every Sunday, dust the furniture, sweep the floor, carry out the garbage, hang the clothes that were washed put on the line. That's about it. I like to play jacks, J-A-C-K-S. I used to like to go to the circus. I used to like to play baseball, tennis, running races, swimming. My mother and father encouraged me. They loved music and they encouraged me. In fact, my father, when he would go down to Toronto on business, he would go to a Jewish, any music plays that were taking place. And if he heard a piece of music that he liked a lot, he'd go to the music store and buy that piece of music, bring it home, and tell us girls, not just me, but my other sisters, that when you learn to sing that, well, I give you $10. And that was pretty good money. My best friend, and her name was Zella, Z-E-L-L-A. And we would play Ring Around the Rosie, we'd play house. If I could be any age, I would say maybe 21 or 22. Why? Well, that's when you become very interested in dating boys, being and having boys for friends, and maybe lovers. Well, I think part of it is having a wonderfully close family, including you, Bev, and being in touch with all of them, and they're all so friendly and anxious to be together. I think I had a great amount of support from my family, which made a big difference. We all got along well. Oh, yes, having two children, having two wonderful children. I remembered one evening when I came to say hello to him in his office in the evening, that he had presented me with a beautiful wristwatch. That was quite memorable. I know he was just really very attentive and loved me, and we just enjoyed each other's company a lot. I wanted to have a little fun. I wanted to have a little fun and maybe embarrass you, or because I was actually new off as a suitor to any of the women who didn't have a suitor. Oh, that was great. My funniest memory was during my older age, when I was living here in Portland, and Elaine took me to a concert. And after the concert, we went out to wait for Mel to pick us up in his car. And I'm standing on the sidewalk with all the people who are chatting with each other. when suddenly my pants fell down. Well, you can imagine my humiliation, if that word isn't too tough for you, it means my surprise. And everybody was laughing at me. And Elaine, I expected Elaine to quickly cover me, but she was laughing so hard it took her a minute or two to get to me. Elaine was still laughing her head off. Oh, David managed to get into mischief. I don't remember what they were, but he always, his mind was always thinking of fun things to do that might embarrass people. Yes, you. Do I like chocolate? I love chocolate. I live for chocolate. Oh, I never did. I wasn't capable of doing that because I never tried it. Color. I don't have any particular color of food. I just like food that's good. I don't care what color it is. I'd like to build sand castles with Caleb, you bet. You're a beautiful boy. Don't forget I'm your grandma. Oh boy, that's a beautiful question. I would say being open-minded, listen to people. Billy Beiser lived in North Bay, Ontario, and I met him when I was on the basketball team that was picked to travel to play against the women's team in North Bay. And because we generally played on a Saturday, but because my parents were fairly strict about not traveling on the Sabbath, and because my coach felt I was that valuable to the team, he permitted me to travel down on a Friday by bus. And I stayed with this Jewish family by the name of Weiser, and Billy was the son there, and he was kind of attractive, and I liked him. And he told me there was $1,000 bill in my purse. And I said to you, don't touch that. That's there because it's for services rendered. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. Bill Cosby was one of the speakers at Lisa's graduation, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I walked down around where the bathrooms were back of that hall, and he spotted me. Bill Cosby spotted me, and he approached me and says, I know where you're going. You're going to the bathroom. I'll show you the way. He took me by the arm, didn't give me a chance to refuse, and walked me down the hallway to the bathroom. That was really very kind of embarrassing, but for him it was great fun. It would have been a good bit. I didn't agree to let it be used for newspaper purpose. And my son David wanted to do that. But I was too embarrassed to let it be in the newspaper, so we didn't. That's the end of that. While I was in Grand Rapids, I belonged to the Jewish choir there. I was a founder, but I also helped to choose the music by studying what was available. And I built up quite a lovely library of Jewish music. Years later, when I moved to Portland, I approached the owner of this place about the idea of having a Jewish choir here, and he gave me his blessings. He said, if you can get one organized, you have my okay to do it. I think it would be wonderful. So I went to work and I told them that I had some absolutely wonderful music to present. I would go to the Friday night services and make a point of sitting beside elderly people and to listen to their voices as they joined in the singing of the service. And if I thought their voices were pretty good, at the end I would tell them that you have been silently auditioned for our choir, and I approve you as a member. The Gordons, Sybil and Dave Gordon, she was great company, and so was David. Alan, Barry, and Barbara, yeah. Avashtaram. She'd use that, I don't know for what, I don't know. Avashtaram. Just do the best you can under the circumstances. Be honest, be fair, and show what you have to offer, and you will succeed. Am I? It makes me feel very good inside. I can't begin to tell you. It just makes me feel warm and lively. I have a wonderful family. Lost too many of them. Your family, you are the most wonderful people I have ever known. And I feel your love, and I hope you feel my love, because I love all of you dearly. My Yiddishe mama, I love her more than ever now. My Yiddishe mama, I love to kiss her wrinkled brow.
I long to hold her hand once more, as in days gone by, and ask her to forgive me for things I did that made her cry. How few were her pleasures. She never cared for fashion style. Her jewels and her treasures, she found them in her baby smiles. Oh, I know that I owe what I am today to that dear little lady who's gone away, to that wonderful Yiddishe mama. Mama, mama of mine. In Wasser, in Feuer, wollt sie gelaufen nicht halten, du's Teier. Du's wollt gewähnt, die größte Sehnt. Ui, wie glücklich und reich ist der Mensch, wo sagt, als a schöne Matune gebencht finne Gott. Such a wonderful Yiddishe mama.
How did I sleep last night? You know, I won't give you that stupid answer.